Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I've turned my camera on a couple times, talked about various things, but I have not wanted to face y'all about this one particular topic. And it's the Philadelphia 76ers. And the reason why I haven't wanted to face y'all about the Philadelphia 76ers is because ever since I said they were going to go on and struggle, I don't think they've lost a game. Um, and the reality is, I think the Philadelphia 76ers have found a way to move the ball quite a bit, and they're reaching down in their bench and they're finding stuff everywhere. All of the players on their bench are playing well. They really are rallying around one another in the face of this Ben Simmons situation. And you must give Doc Rivers credit for finding ways of making it so that they're able to move the ball around. Um, it's been a lot of stuff that I've been hearing. I haven't been watching a whole lot of highlights up until the game that I just saw tonight. Uh, but from what I understand, they've been trying different things. Joel Embiid is facilitating a little bit. Tyrese Maxey's game has stepped up quite a bit. George Niang is shooting the ball well. Korkmaz is playing well. They're finding stuff out of guys like Paul Reed. And Andre Drummond is conditioning is back where it needs to be. So you just have a lot of good things going on. Of course, you got Seth Curry shooting the ball out of control right now, playing some of the best basketball of anybody out there. It's just you got a perfect storm of everybody just playing well individually, and as a collective, they're finding ways of just making it work without Ben Simmons facilitating in defense. What I saw down there was them go up against a Chicago Bulls team that had momentum pretty much the whole game. Even though they were ahead, they were on the Chicago floor. Chicago was playing good defense and turning it into fast break opportunities that ultimately led to high momentum highlights. And they still withstood the entire game pretty much with run after run after run from Chicago, who kept knocking on the door, but Philadelphia was not letting them in. Every time they needed a big shot, they got it. Every time they needed to get a defensive stop, they were finding ways of doing so. And even in the midst of their turnovers and certain things that was going wrong for them, ultimately they just were like a wall standing in the way of the Chicago Bulls being able to kick that, get through the door basically. And I tell you, it was one of the most impressive things I had seen, in terms of being able to just withstand momentum and withstand a valiant effort from a team playing at a very fast pace. Lonzo Ball in the open court right now for the Chicago Bulls team, the way that he played that game tonight, his basketball IQ in terms of getting the ball to everybody where it needed to be, hopping and passing lanes, things like that, it was a sight to see. It was some of the best ball I've seen him play. Um, and I'm a Lonzo fan. That might have been the best game I've seen him play in the pros. I mean, not from a statistical standpoint, but just what he was able to do in the open court. Some of those key passes, key lobs, certain things, heads up things where you just like, how in the world did he do that? Tapping the ball to different players, throwing the ball off the glass with perfection, just hitting his 3-point shot. The dude was just, you can't imagine how well he was playing to ultimately end up losing. Uh, I gotta say, everybody played well. I mean, from the highlights, that's all you can really see is what goes well. So I can't really tell you what went wrong. But what I did see was Chicago basically giving you up all the highlights, but Philadelphia hitting all the big shots. Philadelphia's size was just too much. Joel Embiid is playing at the MVP level as always. I think he had 30 and 15 or something like that. Um, but you got to give credit to him because they had a short-handed situation, missing several players. Tobias Harris is down, of course. Uh, they don't have Ben Simmons out there, obviously. Um, I didn't see Danny Green. I'm not sure. I'm not certain, if he's down there, but I didn't see much of him. So, at this point, it's like, they're still managing to truck along. They're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference as of right now. And, I feel like I triggered that. I feel like me saying that they're going to have trouble um, because of the fact that they didn't have facilitating down there in the game that I was watching. And it looked like there was a lot of stuff going on in that regard. I just felt like it wasn't going to work out. I was saying Ben Simmons needed to, consider hurrying and come back because what he had helped build was falling apart. But ever since then, that team has turned it on. Ever since that very statement, that I don't think they've missed a beat. And I got to give credit. I have to give credit where credit's due. Now, going forward, as I've said in a previous video, I think their record right now is a bit skewed because I still think they're going to ultimately need a pass first player to kind of come down there and make everything come together. But if Tyrese Maxey is going to continue to pass the ball as well as he is, um, and they continue to get things out of other players, continue to try things, they're not going to have any problems at all because Joel Embiid is going to continue to overpower people. Um, and as long as he's healthy, he's going to keep them in contention. So, that's what I saw out there. I just wanted to get up here and just kind of own that, man up. It's not that I disagree with my previous statement. It's just that they found everything they've needed to win in the midst of all of these distractions and different, things that I see as maybe shortcomings on their roster because of Ben Simmons' absence. So, just credit those guys for coming together and making it work. And that's what I want to do. It's easy for me to get up here and talk crazy about them because I don't like how they're handling the front office situation with Ben Simmons. However, if I want to maintain my credibility, I have to come up here and give them credit for what they're doing right. And right now, they got guys playing basketball, and they're playing it well. So, my name is BDF44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.